The blueprint of the Indian squad for the upcoming ODI World Cup is out. The BCCI has released a 17-player squad for the Asia Cup. Most of these players will make it to the World Cup. KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer have made their long-awaited return to the squad. Tilak Verma has also been added to the squad. So who are going to be the final 15 for the World Cup? That's what we are going to discuss in this live. Hello and welcome to WION Sports Extra. I am Nikhil Mathur and I'm joined by my sports editor Digvay Singh Deo and by my colleague Vidur Kathuria. 17-member squad.
16 plus 1.
16 plus 1.
Sanju Samson backup.
Yeah.
Let's make that clear.
No, 17 plus 1 then.
No.
Okay, let's tell our viewers who are what 17 members.
17 plus 1. 17 plus 1. Yeah.
So the usual suspects.
Yeah,
How do you look at
Let's just look at this. See, Rohit, if you were asking me to pick India's World Cup squad from this 17, and this is it. I think this Asia Cup plus the Australia series.
Yeah.
So I don't think the core is going to change.
Yeah.
This is going to be the core. There will be a provisional 30-man squad. That's the ICC rule, right? Then it comes down to 15. So Rohit Sharma, without a doubt, is on that World Cup team. Yeah. Shubman Gill. Big confusion today. The initial reports which came out didn't have Shubman Gill, but then later the BCCI added his name. And that would have been a surprise considering, okay, not got too many runs in West Indies, but at the start of the year, I think he's done enough to be on that team.
Yeah.
But he had more runs than any other player in the first half of the year.
Exactly.
Okay. Virat Kohli, should be in the World Cup team. I don't think there's any surprise over there. Okay. I'll just skip to the players I think are certainties. Ishan Kishan, I think is through, simply because Sanju Samson is on standby.
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya is going to be in that squad. Ravindra Jadeja is on that squad. Shardul Thakur is going to be in that squad. Akshar Patel is in the squad. Kuldeep Yadav is in the squad. Jasprit Bumrah is in the squad. Now that he's come back so well. Shami Siraj in the squad. Okay? That takes you to 14.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is what I think. You're going to pick 15 for the World Cup. So, between Shreyas Iyer, Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Verma, KL Rahul and Prasidh Krishna. I think between these 5 players, 3 will miss out.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, and a lot will depend on the performances during the Asia Cup. And especially for these players that we mentioned, KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer making, a return after a very long time. They were in rehab for a long time at the National Cricket Academy in Bengaluru. Even Prasidh Krishna, it's very important for him. He's also just came back in the India Island series. He will feel like he has something to prove to make that ODI World Cup squad because his performances.
Look at this here. They've got Prasidh Krishna, Siraj, Shami, Bumrah and Shardul.
Yeah.
Looks.
I don't think India is going with a 5-place option.
Places.
Even though I for one think that World Cups you need all-rounders. So Jadeja for sure is in that team. I think Akshar is there for sure in that team. You need a frontline spinner as well. Kuldeep has that sort of X factor. And then you have Shardul Thakur as well. So maybe there's one spot opens up over there. But I think between Prasidh Krishna and Shardul Thakur, only one will play the World Cup.
Yeah.
Also, go back to what they said in the last week when India was effectively playing 7 batters, and then 8, 9, 10, 11 were basically number 11
batters.
That's not happening. At a World Cup, you have to back deep. England have set that benchmark at the last ODI World Cup.
Yeah.
So I think Surya Kumar Yadav, if I was him, I would be sweating on my place because he has not been able to nail down a starting berth in ODIs despite being given multiple chances.
Yeah.
The moment he switches to a T20 format is very different.
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is, but he's been given his chance. Shreyas Iyer is a proven customer. Yeah. Shreyas Iyer should be in your squad if he's 100% fit. Similarly, KL Rahul. The problem with KL Rahul is a
fresh nickel.
Is a fitness record as good as Neymar. Okay. You need a backup wicketkeeper.
Yeah.
Ishan Kishan.
That's Ishan Kishan.
Yeah.
And you need a full-time wicketkeeper as well.
KL Rahul is the only.
If you can call him.
He's going to play.
No, yeah.
He's
definitely going to play.
No, but if he plays, then he's keeping.
Yeah, exactly.
But if he's injured, are they going to pick him? Because then it make sense to go with a Sanju Samson instead.
Yeah.
Because you need Ishan Kishan and Sanju Samson to be ready to keep wickets. That's why I think at the moment Sanju Samson is out. I don't think he's in the scheme of things. But Surya Kumar is in trouble. If Shreyas comes back, and don't be surprised to see Shreyas starting all the big games in this Asia Cup. Rahul suspect fitness means Kishan is assured of a place in the Indian squad. That's what I think. And I don't know, where do you fit in Prasiddha Krishna? Because you've got Jasprit Bumrah coming back. Do you want to take a punt on two players coming back from injury?
No, I think Prasidh Krishna looks very unlikely to make it to the squad. But I think an interesting case is of Tilak Verma, because if you see the squad, there are not many left-handers. Like Ishan Kishan is prominently an opener, he can't play in the middle. Tilak Verma has had 2 back-to-back 50s in the T20s, and in the middle order, he can give you that, he can be the southpaw.
I think this is that left field selection they've taken. Yeah. And this left field selection, probably they're going to test it against Pakistan. Tilak Verma will start because they've given Surya Kumar the chance, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to try out another T20 specialist in Tilak, and you need to start him in the big games. There's no point him playing against Nepal or Bangladesh or Afghanistan, with all due respect to these teams.
And Pakistan first match, so Tilak Verma is in the playing 11 according to you.
He has to start. In fact, I would look at it this way, that your starting 11 or 12 players should start your matches against Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. The 3 big Asian teams.
Yeah.
That's the biggest. You're not going to select your World Cup team based on what's happening in the Australia series. It's too late.
Yeah, I agree.
You pick your team here. You decide who your first sort of full strength team is. Then you go +2 option for your changes to be made in case you don't start the World Cup very well. Remember, the World Cup is at least 9 league stage matches.
Yeah.
That's a long tournament. So you need, and you can't expect everyone to play all the games. You know that, say, someone like a Rohit Sharma and a Virat Kohli will play every game. But that's where they will they want to push Bumrah in and make him play 9 games straight away? No. So I think you'll see these
workloads will have to be
managed.
Yeah.
And these 3 matches, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Pakistan at the World Cup, at the Asia Cup, then you're going to have the Super Fours and all of that stage. You'll see those changes coming in there. But if you want to pick your World Cup team, those 3 matches, you score well or you take wickets, you're in the World Cup squad. That's in my opinion the way they're going to go.
But Ishan Kishan, like I personally, if I had to make a change, I would still pick Sanju Samson in the squad, because Ishan Kishan, the problem with him is he can only open. He cannot rotate the strike, so he can't be a middle order solution, or he can't bat deep down. So then is the problem, because India still don't have a proper middle order. Let's say, Rohit.
You have a finisher. I think
and also middle. Who's your number 4?
Are you banking too much? Number 4 is Rahul. Always be number 4. Are you banking too much on Hardik Pandya to finish?
And mind you, he hasn't had a great series there. He hasn't been able to finish the games. His strike rate hasn't been that great. And very fair point.
Are they hoping that Aksar does it? He does well in T20 games.
Because he was also promoted number 4 in the current
T20 series. He played 4 in IPL also.
Yeah, but I mean, in ODIs, Akshar hasn't really been tested. I think India are banking on Hardik Pandya, but as you said, his strike rate hasn't been great against the West Indies series. There were times when you felt like he would accelerate, but it just hasn't happened. I think India still need to work on that middle order. We need some sort of settlement middle order. And in the Asia Cup, they have to. So this experimentation that people have been talking about now, this has to stop. So you need a set, as Digvijay said, against Pakistan, against Sri Lanka. You play your best team. If they perform, that will be your 11 in the World Cup. That is how India has to look at it now.
I was looking at some comments. They're saying you don't have a solid middle order. Some suggested that they should play Virat Kohli at number 4, because Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, probably a solid opening pair, and then Virat Kohli. So your top 3.
But that's been a perennial debate in Indian cricket, even when Virat was captain.
Yeah.
And he's never gone down to 4.
So
let's look. That's an option to look at, right? So you're looking at, they tried Shubman Gill at number 3, didn't work.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
3.
I always believe that it can't be horses for courses. Your top 5 has to be set in stone. This is a World Cup.
Yeah.
You play your best players in those positions. So it's Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli at 3, Shreyas Iyer, if he's fit, is 4. Okay? Yeah. Then 5 is KL Rahul. Okay?
Yeah.
This is your best case scenario.
Yeah.
So 5 is KL Rahul, 6 is Pandya, 7 Jadeja, right? 1 spinner. Now is that Aksar or is it Kuldeep? I mean, the batting order can vary. And then you play 3 paces. or you play one more all-rounder in
Shardul.
Sharo. I'm not sure. I think between Hardik and
Because you have Hardik Pandya who can bowl 10 overs, you might not want to include another bowler.
because I don't see them playing. They will play two spinners, and they're going to play at least three pacers. So that pacers will also include either a Shardul or a. I think the way to go in Indian conditions is play all rounders. You have to play a Jadeja. You have to play either Aksar or you have to play Kuldeep.
Yeah. And also interesting that between the Kulcha they were back. Now Yuzvendra Chahal has missed out, and it's difficult to leave him out. Like, he's good. Like, he will get you those wickets.
In a World Cup, in a big tournament like this, they're probably banking on a Jadeja to be sort of your stock bowler.
Yeah.
And then it's between Kuldeep Yadav and Yuzvendra Chahal to be that shock value. Yeah. I think they're banking on the fact that there are many leg spinners around in world cricket.
Exactly.
The Chinaman is... I am not the big fan of the Chinaman, because the Chinaman also goes for runs. But you can't deny that he has this ability of picking up a bucket full of wickets.
Yeah.
And that's what you need. If someone's going great guns, throw him in, they'll take him on, they'll probably get hit for 3 boundaries and over, but he will also get a wicket. I think that's the X factor. And in these conditions, Indian conditions, there's going to be absolutely flat decks.
Yeah, batsmen are going to, rule this World Cup with the pitches that we have seen in India. And I think for India, this World Cup, this Asia Cup performance of KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer are going to...
Not Shreyas, I think Suryakumar.
And Suryakumar.
I think these three, 2 will play. 2 will be in the final team. Actually 4. I think Shreyas, Suryakumar Yadav, KL Rahul, Tilak Verma. 2 out of these 4 will be in the World Cup team.
But I'm guessing Shreyas Iyer was earmarked as the number 4 batter when the year began. But he also has this problem of short ball, and bowlers have constantly, got him out on the bouncer.
Yeah,
so,
but how many of those were Indian conditions?
That's also a thing. But I think that's what I'm saying. KL Rahul...
On a lovely flat, as they say in India, Pata Ahmedabad wicket. Where do you expect that ball to do anything?
Yeah.
If you bowl short at him, you just hook him.
Fair point.
Okay, Dilip Joshi says India will need to avoid injuries and they will need to be at their best. I think that's the worry, the injuries.
Yeah.
But also that's perhaps the reason why
so many players are coming back.
Yeah. Manish says, and Manish, I do have a problem with what you're saying. And you could correct me if you think I'm being harsh. Manish saying India's never won a World Cup at home. If they can do it in 2023, it would be a historic achievement.
Never.
But we did win something in 2011.
Never won a World Cup.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni hitting somebody over there. I remember the shot and the bat twirling.
I think Manish is young.
Manish is saying, Manish doesn't think MS Dhoni is a friend there. Okay. Manish probably has got this wrong. But yeah, I think crucial bits are 4 and a finisher at 6.
Yeah.
I think those 2, I think your bowling is sorted. India's bowling is sorted.
Yeah, with Mohammad Siraj, number 1 ODI bowler, Jasprit Bumrah back in action, and Mohammad Shami can swing it if there's a swing on offer. So I think bowling department...
Shami can hit the deck.
Yeah, he can bend his back. So I think bowling wise, India's pretty...
In Dharamsala.
Yeah.
Then you're tempted to drop Shardul and to go with the Prasiddha Krishna.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the talk was that Rahul Dravid was sitting in that meeting today, which is not usually the case. I think Dravid sitting there means we've seen why Tilak Verma has been picked.
Yeah.
They've gone with somebody in form. Let's take the poll and then you tell us what you think about the show today and what's coming up. Can this Indian squad win the ICC ODI World Cup? 58% of you say no. Whoa. 42% of you think
Home favorites, not
that India will win the World Cup with this squad. React to that. That's surprising.
Yeah,
Who do you think is not here? Is there this is 17 plus 118. Are there 2 better players sitting out there? One we've discussed in Chahal. Anyone else?
I mean, Sanju Samson, you can make his case. He's a backup. I mean, but otherwise, I think what the poll tells you is that even India's best, squad might not be, good enough to win the World Cup. That's how people see it, maybe.
No, I think the squad has good batters, but as a team, as a playing 11, I think they are a weaker side.
I think the reason for people being sort of cagey is because there's been hardly been ODI cricket. That's what I asked Owen Morgan, right?
yeah.
I think this last 1 month is going to see a glut of ODI matches.
Yeah.
And then we could probably... The Asia Cup is very big for
Yeah,
India.
this is
Not the games against Australia. I think they do well in the Asia Cup. This number will significantly jump up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what we think. What's coming up at 6:30? Lots of massive sporting results.
Yeah, Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz. I think this is one of the. I think it's going to be one of the best rivalries
As long as it lasts.
as long as it lasts.
But,
2-2,
I mean, Djokovic ripping his shirt off, 3 hours, 50 minutes, 3 sets.
the longest 3-set match in the history of ATP, and now the head-to-head is 2-2. Is Djokovic now the favorite at the US Open?
5 sets, I'll take Djokovic any day.
Definitely.
In
And-
Wimbledon, but
Yeah,
I'll take him any day.
and everything. That was a very high risk, high reward game that Alcaraz played. It doesn't come off every time, but he's Carlos Alcaraz, so you can't bet against him. Then we have Chelsea. Still, they have spent what
1 billion?
almost 1 billion, but they can't buy a win. So they lost to 10-man West Ham
West Ham,
United.
who played Paqueta, despite his
Yes.
problems. The other big story which I found, massive story, is the controversy in football, and it's disgusting. I mean,
Yeah.
you celebrate a World Cup, you don't sort of try to hog the limelight by kissing a player, that too a female player. When Rubiales, the head of the Spanish
RFEF.
Federation, is like he's way over the top, and I think FIFA needs to take action. I mean, FIFA needs to sort of step in and take action.
And also Olga Sormosa.
So
She
Noah
lost.
Lyles, we forgot Noah Lyles.
Noah Lyles.
Noah Lyles, the next big thing in athletics is finally here. If he wins the 200 on Friday, then he'll be the first man since Usain Bolt to do the 100.
And he's not a 100-meter specialist.
No. But that reflected in the time. 9.83 is a joke. I mean, I'm just surprised.
At a World
At a
Championship final,
You go
yeah.
back to, it was hot, but you go back to the Olympics last time, Marcel Jacobs, 9.8, 182. I mean, these are the times that were being set when I was growing up. Carl Lewis, 9.84, 9.80 was, I think, Frankie Fredericks in 96. But the bar has been raised to 9.6, 9.7 was what we were more used to.
Yeah.
Bolt, Powell, Tyson Gay, just Chris Coleman also was running very fast before the ban. And Victor Hovland, another big story. Victor Hovland coming from nowhere to win the BMW Championships, beating Scotty Scheffler and Matt Fitzpatrick. 7 birdies on the back nine. That's some incredible putting. Yeah.
Yeah, that and much more on our show at 6:30 p.m. IST. Thanks for tuning in.